Soul food is a set of emblematic dishes and an approach to cooking and seasoning developed by African Americans, combining available ingredients and non-African influences, informed by an ever-evolving African American aesthetic.
I want to welcome you to Soul Summit 2015. This is our inaugural event inspired by Southern Foodways Alliance and by Foodways Texas. We have the director of Foodways Texas.
It's an ongoing process to welcome ourselves back to feeding ourselves well.
Soul food is the immigrant cuisine of the black migrants who left the South and lived in other parts of the country. And as any other immigrant group, they get to the new place, they try to recreate home. And if you can't recreate home with the exact things that you were making back in the old country, you find substitutes, and you're also influenced by the people around you.
We're here at Soul Summit 2015, and the significance of an event like this is that it is creating a very important safe space for people of African descent to discuss these important issues dealing with health, dealing with farming, dealing with food as they relate to people of African descent.
The first gathering of African Americans who work, write, cook, eat, think about, argue about, fight about food have really gotten together in a national kind of level.
It doesn't matter what color you are, food brings people together. You all have to sit down at a table at some point and break bread. Whether it's white families, black families, Chinese families, other ethnic backgrounds, you all sit down to eat food.
There's room at the table for all of us to eat, to be successful.
It's very important that women have a seat at the table, and not any kind of woman, but a woman of African descent.
Amazing, wonderful role, and the role of, offering what you've learned along the way.
You should see the faces of these women when I tell them all the things you can do with a culinary degree. You can be a food writer. You could be a historian.
Stories that people had about these communities was grounded in food, was grounded in recipes that told their stories.
When she passed, my grandmother did not leave me jewelry. She did not leave me clothes. She did not leave me plates or china. She left me 2,000 cookbooks.
It's important for us to tell this story because we need to show our contributions to the American cuisine, not just African American cuisine, but American cuisine, rather than being relegated to the sidelines.
I see some African American chefs, not all, running away from not embracing this food, in fact, distancing themselves and running away from it at the very same time that chefs who aren't black are taking soul food wholesale or elements of it and putting it on their menus and having tremendous success. As I talk about soul food, I'm really talking about three things: the movement of people, the movement of a cuisine, and then also the movement of our mindset, our psychological movement with this cuisine.
The history of Africans and people of African descent pioneering what I would argue is the original modern global fusion cuisine, Southern cooking. Can I get an amen on that?
I think we need to celebrate the multifaceties of, not only am I an academic, but I love food because I cook food and I eat it. And I write about it and I read it, So it's more than we're just not one thing.
The Soul Summit is a reminder that this food is important as a crucial part of our identity. And it's a reminder that it's worthy of study and worthy of celebration and worthy of using as the basis for a professional career.
This idea that we can actually reclaim not only our food, but really reclaim and owning and being proud of our heritage, and that for me being in nutrition, that it truly can be a part of our health and new legacy and tradition that we pass on to the future generation.
These spaces are needed because we need to build power. We need to ensure that we are kind of having agency in creating the solutions, owning and driving solutions to the issues, the problems in our communities.
I, Steve Adler, Mayor of the City of Austin, Texas, do hereby proclaim June 19th, 2015 as Soul Summit Day.
I would like to suggest that at this Soul Summit, in our conversation about race, identity, power, and food, that we move beyond the United States and its culinary history to widen the lens